Assalamualaikum and good day to each and everyone. My name is Rohamida Esta Mungalan, 27 years old, and I'm currently studying at Cotabato State University with the course of Bachelor of Science in Public Administration, major in Public Policy and Program Administration. So in this video, I'm going to answer some questions that is given by my instructor as my final requirements for this semester. Hello everyone, so this subject is the good governance and social responsibility. And let's proceed to the questions. So these are the 4 questions that is given by my instructor. Number 1, what are the 3 branches of governance? Number 2, what is the purpose of good governance? Number 3, what is the 8 basic elements of governance? And lastly, as a student, how can you contribute in upholding good governance in our country? So let's start to the number 1 question. What are the 3 branches of governance? So the 3 branches of governance are the executive, the legislative, and the judicial branch. Executive branch is responsible for enforcing and executing laws made by the legislative, and it is headed by the president, who function as both head of the state and the government. Number 2 is the legislative branch. So legislative branch is vested by government and the 2 chamber, which is the Congress and Senate, and the House of Representatives. Lastly, the judicial branch. The judicial branch hold the power to settle controversies involving rights that are legally demandable and enforceable. So, number 2 question, what is the purpose of good governance? So let's start with the definition of governance. Governance is a process of decision making and the process by which decisions are implemented or not implemented. So the purpose of good governance is to ensure that there is a fair justice, there is an effectiveness, there is an transparency in the society to make a better and functional community. The third question is, what are the 8 elements of good governance? So these are the 8 elements of good governance. Number 1, participation. Number 2, rule of law. Number 3, transparency. Number 4, responsiveness. Number 5, consensus oriented. Number 6, equity and inclusiveness. Number 7, effectiveness and efficiency. And lastly, accountability. So let's start to the number 1. Number 1, participation. In participation, both men and women should have their voice in decision making. So we could help our community, we could help our society by the use of our voice. Number 2, rule of law. Good governance requires a fair legal frameworks that are enforced by the impartial regulatory body for the protection of our society. Number 3 is transparency. Transparency means that the information should be provided in easily understandable. So the information should be clear so that everybody can understand. Number 4, responsiveness. Good governance requires that organization and their process are designed to serve the best interests of the society within a reasonable frameworks. Number 5, consensus oriented. Good governance requires consultation to understand the different interests of stakeholders in order to reach a broad consensus of what is the best interest for entire stakeholders. Number 6, equity and inclusiveness. Equity and inclusiveness provides the opportunity for its stakeholders to maintain, to enhance, and to generally improve their well-being. Number 7, effectiveness and efficiency. So that must be effectiveness, not effectively. I just got wrong. So in effectiveness, in efficiency, the process and institutes produce results that meets the needs of society while making the best use of resource at their disposal. Lastly, accountability. An organization or institutions are accountable for those who will be affected by its decision or actions. So the last questions, as a student, how can you contribute in upholding good governance in our country? So before we can say that we can contribute something, we can do something in upholding good governance in our country, of course we need to be aware we need to be knowledgeable enough in what is happening in our surroundings. And if we are knowledgeable enough, of course we can do something. So as a student, I know that I can do something such as participating in any kind of organization that can help our society, that can help our country. And as a student, knowing that technology is a much more functional way of communicating, I will use that platforms to loud my voice, to advocate, to encourage those Filipino children to be part of our society development, because I believe the children is the future of our nations. That's all, and thank you for watching.